crazy week. I'm tired and my house is a mess. 3 days ago, I released my first song out into the world. I spent the last 3 days working on my social media life and forgetting that I had a real life. Today's Monday, so what better way to begin, right? It all started in 2015 when I first learned how to use a DAW to make music. I'm not gonna go back that far though. A year ago, last November, I decided I wasn't gonna feel happy and accomplished if I didn't try to pursue my dream of making music and sharing it with people. Storytelling is my passion, be it through songwriting, music production, or video editing. I knew it was gonna be a long way before I could actually think about releasing music, but I knew I had to start somewhere. I don't have a place to fit everything. I didn't actually plan it all, but it took me a whole year. It's been a year of personal growth. I bought myself a new computer back then and a DAW, and I started playing my instruments again. I also started reading and choosing more carefully what content I was consuming. After all, you are what you consume. I need to fix it. I also needed to start writing again. Honestly, I have written more than 200 songs that have barely ever seen the light of day. But up until then, I hadn't written anything for months. So I started playing around with melodies and words again. I heard someone say once that songwriting is like opening a faucet. You need to let all the bad water come out until clear water starts flowing. So I allowed myself to write some bad songs, bad rhymes, simple melodies, until I started feeling like myself again. And it worked. In May, I finally produced the instrumental track for 5 songs that I really liked. In the span of a month, these tracks were ready to receive vocals and so close to seeing stream platforms. Don't ask me what's in here. Don't want to talk about it. But then I got sick. The truth is, life is always gonna give you lemons. If you don't make a lemonade, you're just gonna be bitter. I had one of the worst sore throats in my life. It lasted over 2 months and it stopped me from singing altogether. It sucked. I felt like all my efforts up to that point were a waste and I was back on square one. It didn't seem like anything would ever come together. Yeah, these are fake flowers. The phrase that kept me going was something my mom always says. There are more people in the world who give up than people who fail. And so I did what I could over that time. I focused on getting my voice back and eventually I got it. In July, I recorded vocals for some of my songs. Then it was time to mix it all. Let me tell you how hard that was. No mix I made sounded good at all. I hated everything. I know we're not supposed to compare, but it wasn't sounding nearly as good as some of my reference tracks. At that point, I would cry often and think of giving up again. As a producer of my own music, I really wanted to be perfect. Every single detail that matters to me has to have space in the mix, and that's really hard to do. After a lot of YouTube tutorials by accounts like Streaky and Isotope, to name a couple, I was finally happy with the final product. That's when I'm ready to send it to my dad, who's also a music producer. He's gonna help me find the little things that I have to fix still, because when you're working on your own on something for so long, your ear is gonna get used to some of the things that could be better, and having someone else take a listen definitely helps. He had heard about 6 other versions of it until I sent him the one that was up to both our standards. So all that was in October. It's also time for the car test. So I got the song ready, but now I gotta find a place to distribute my song. After more research and YouTube advice, I chose TuneCore, chose the dates for the release, and chose the cover. And now I just gotta promote it. I'm still learning how to do all that, but if you got to this point, I wanna tell you that giving up never took anyone anywhere. If you have a dream, you're probably supposed to go and chase it. And yeah, it might take years, months, but I know for a fact that I'm way happier now than I was a year ago. With all that said, I hope I get to share more of my songs with you over the next years. And right now, you should go check Dancing and tell me what you think about it. My name is Mel, and I'll see you soon.